guys, attention back up here, please. A bus person, you go around, you clear all the stuff off the tables. You take Justin, right up here. You take all the stuff off the tables and you take the dishes back to the kitchen and you wash the dishes. They call that a bus girl. So that's what an entry-level job is, though. An entry-level job is usually a job that you get when you're pretty young. A starting off job is another way to call it. You usually don't get a real high-paying job when you first start working when you're a kid. You usually get like one of the lowest jobs on the totem pole. A bus, guys, I really need y'all's attention up here. Christina, can you come around here? All right, so an entry-level job, being a bus person, is it is probably the lowest paying job you could get at a restaurant. It's the lowest job. You're the dishwasher, you clean the tables off, you clean the mess up that the little kids leave under the table, you clean all that stuff up. The waitresses, that's like a job a little bit above being a bus person, and the cook gets paid more. Yes?
Oh, you work at a restaurant. I'll look at the food. Okay.
Anyway, the entry-level job that we're going to look at right now is being a host or a hostess. This is also a job that you would find at a restaurant. Hang on.
Oh, that's a hostess?
No.
Yeah, that's a host or a hostess.
You know she don't want to greet nobody.
Now look, listen, guys, we're gonna raise our hands. A host or a hostess, when we look at these posters, the job sites are the places where those jobs are. So you would be a host or a hostess at a restaurant or a fine dining restaurant. So usually if you go into McDonald's, which is a restaurant, they don't have a hostess there. That's a fast food. It's usually your fancier restaurants where you're going to have a hostess. It don't have to be real fancy, because O'Charlie's has a hostess. How many of you like to go to O'Charlie's?
My sister works here.
Huh?
My sister works here.
Does she?
I do.
Free food.
Okay, how many people go to Texas Roadhouse?
Oh, yes.
How many people go to Rafferty's?
Oh, yes.
How many of you go to the Chinese restaurant, the all-you-can-eat buffet? Everybody goes there. So, usually when you walk into a restaurant, a higher scale restaurant or a restaurant like O'Charlie's or Rafferty's, what they'll have is when you walk in, these are the two people walking into the restaurant, okay? And you have a person there that says, hi, how are you? And what do they always ask you? Somebody raise your hand. Jackie?
He's asking you how many people.
How many people are with you? Very good. So she'll say, how many do you have? You'll count everybody. Or if it's only two of you, you don't have to count that. So you will say two people, and because they look like they only have two, if so you'll say, if you have more, you'll say like 6. And you'll tell them how many kids, and if you need a high chair. Yes?
For me, when we go out to eat, it be 16 of us. My dad,
16?
There's 6 on one side of my dog, and there's 6 on my step.
when I go with my daughter and my son, there's usually like 12 of us, because my daughter has 5 kids, and we gotta tell them we need a high chair, we need all kinds of stuff. They probably hate to see us coming with all those babies, because you know babies make a mess at a restaurant, yes?
Every time we talk about it, we go to a restaurant, it was like 20 people.
20 people? Yeah. So, you gotta tell the hostess how many people you got. And then what this host or hostess, so if it's a boy, usually you call it a host. If it's a girl, you call it a hostess. Okay, that's the difference. Hosts are usually males. Hostess is usually a female. Okay? And so, what they do is they greet and welcome the guests. They record the number of guests. They coordinate and assign open tables. Okay? They direct, or if there's not a table open, they tell you where to sit, right? They take your phone number down. Sometimes they give you a beeper. And they, huh? Yeah, they give you a beeper. That's your hostess. What they're doing. So they'll take you to your table.